A reading from the Gospel of John. But the scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in adultery. After setting her before them, they told him, "Teacher, this woman has been caught in the very act of adultery. Now in the law, Moses commanded us to stone such a woman to death. What do you say?" They said this to test him, so that they might have a charge against him. But Jesus bent down and began to write on the ground with his finger. When they persisted in questioning him, he straightened up and told them, "Let the person among you who is without sin be the first to throw the stone at her." Then he bent down again and continued writing on the ground. When they heard this, they went away one by one, beginning with the oldest, and he was left alone with the woman standing there. Then Jesus stood up and asked her, "Dear lady, where are your accusers? Hasn't anyone condemned you?" "No one, sir," she replied. Then Jesus said, "I don't condemn you either. Go home, and from now on, don't sin anymore." Hear what the Spirit is saying to God's people.
Thanks be to God.
Thank you, Molly. What do you do with a rock? Well, if you are Owen and you love collecting rocks, you share your passion with others by giving them away. Many of you know that Owen has been sharing his passion for rock collecting with the parish for years, often selling them to give the proceeds to help the hungry and homeless. This year, he just wanted to give them away. So we decided today to celebrate our youth by honoring our graduating seniors, hearing our younger members read the scriptures, and to hear a reflection about rocks from Owen and his mother, Ginger. We know what Owen does with rocks, but what about the rest of us? In this story, we just heard Jesus, who after being asked to condone the stoning of a woman, and by the way, where is the man caught in adultery? Jesus bent over to write something in the dirt. As we approach Earth Day this Thursday, I like to think that he was writing an apology to the planet for how we use it so destructively. On behalf of the human race, forgive us for even thinking of destroying the gifts of creation with the gifts of creation. A rock is an amazing thing with an amazing history. Where and when was it broken off of a larger boulder or outcropping? How was it smoothed over time by water and by constantly butting up against other rocks? How do we rub up against humanity? Will we let go of the stones we might cast at others? Will we judge and condemn others and join in the riotous mobs that seek to destroy? Or will we do something else with the heaviness in our hearts? Can we offer the stone back to the earth in an admission of our humanity? Can we let go of our anger, our frustration, our hurt, and offer it to God? I pray for our graduating seniors who had something stolen from them this year. They have carried a heaviness through this pandemic as they were forced to isolate at a time when they really needed to be with their peers, even if to say a proper goodbye. Can you feel that heaviness within them? We can offer them understanding, but what will they do with the stone of heaviness they have had to carry through this time? I'd like to close this reflection with a couple of images for you. This first one can you see it? We read this story years ago of Jesus calming an angry mob. And everyone in the congregation was given a sizable rock. We sat with that heavy rock through the service and were asked to consider what we would do with the burdens we carry around with us. And as we came up for communion, we were asked to put our rock into a cubical wire container, a gesture of letting go of the hurt, the heaviness, the anger, the regret, and offering it to God. And after we had filled the container, we put a steeple on it. It was to signify our desire to forgive and let go of our burdens, and also that they can become the building blocks, the cornerstones of what we were sent here to build. The beloved community, a community of treating all people with dignity, compassion, and love. What will you do with your rock? I'm going to begin by just setting it down and offering it to God, that it might be used in some way to build the kingdom of God.